Hello YouTube! This video about vandaceous family. I want to show you everything I have and how I take care of. Well, Teeny Tiny Beauty is a hybrid between Ascasenda saxamren sunlight and neofinetia falcata. It's blooming first time for me. So pretty. Leaves look hydrated because I do water twice a day, sometimes when it's a sunny, hot day. The big one is Ascasenda saxamren gold, kind of a parent of the little one. This one is blooming for me more than a month, which is nice. Like I said already, I water them once a day. I put them in a bucket to soak their roots at least for 30 minutes if I have to get ready for work. If I have more time, I soak them way longer. If I have no time, I just spray roots with a hose. When orchids are in bloom, I usually do not use fertilizer, just soak them. I don't think you can overwater any mounds or any bare roots orchids. This is aerangis fastuosa. Got it maybe 3 months ago, put it on a mound, and it's doing so well. You can see new roots and they are getting attached to a mound. This one, the broken one, was broken in the pot when I got it. So, and that length grew in the last 3 months. I like it for its thick roots and pretty leaves. Can't wait for it to grow soon and bloom for me. Add it to a bucket to soak for at least 30 minutes. If it's not enough water, I will put water all over, let them really absorb water on my day off. Because when I'm busy, they're just being sprayed with the hose. That's how I water my vandaceous and my other bare root orchids. I grow them outside all summer long, and on the other side of my back porch I have a gazebo, so vandaceous and other orchids are hanging under the canopy. So they get morning light and they get afternoon light, but covered from midday strong sun. My two biggest wonders, it's Vanda Robert Delights and Cerulean. It took me 1 year to make Cerulean, this one, to bloom. 1 year it was adapting to my environment. Cerulean Blue had so many things to go through, losing completely her roots and burning her leaves, but finally she's doing fine. She is spiking. I just watered her and we can see very green color roots, and they're very flexible, very flexible. I'm trying to kind of mold them, make them grow downwards so they will fit into my bucket. This one, Robert's Delight, I did not water yet, and you can see very white roots compared to the other one. So those white roots actually grew in 1 year. The old ones are green with algae on them. The white roots, that's all I got in almost 1 year having her. So I water my vandas once a day at least, soak them in a bucket. If I have my day off, so they get soaked even twice a day. While having them in a bucket, I'm trying to form their roots like a ball, and I put pretty low in the water. It's never happened to me. I was getting rot on the stem, so I'm doing it for a year and it looks like it's working for me. You see the bubbles? That's the air. Air comes out and water comes in. Robert Delights was blooming last October when I got it. I put 20-20-20 fertilizer almost every other day when I water them, just a little bit, about 10 times weaker than I do for the rest of my orchids, twice a month. neostylis Louis Nuri Bluebird I got at Orchids by Hauserman, the nursery in Chicago. I got it a year ago, and it was sitting in a pot with a cork bark. So I repotted it in March, I think, put it in a basket, and all those new roots you can see grew since March. This plant never bloomed yet, but I think it is spiking. If you look here between leaves, there is something coming out. I'm so excited to see blue flowers. And if I remember right, it should be a fragrant orchid. How cute. Love this one. A miniature vanda. It's not little, it's just miniature size and a very new hybrid of Vanda cristata. Nobody knows how it's going to bloom yet. I got it from Peter Lane from South California when he was visiting our Orchid Society meeting. Last 3 months growing pretty well. That's new root you can see and leaves coming out. And another very small vanda I have, this is not a miniature. This is going to grow pretty big. I got it a year ago from Robert's Orchids nursery in Ohio, and a year ago it was twice smaller that size. So growing pretty nice, double this size, and they told me it's going to bloom in 5 years, so 1 year passed already, 4 more to go. Yeah, orchids grow slow, but see the root only coming through the basket 1 year later. I can wait, I have time, but how excited I'm going to be when it will bloom first time for me after all those years. Definitely more care for a baby vanda. Watering once a day, twice a day, in sunny location without direct light. And if temperature drops lower than 55 at night, I will bring a baby plant inside, not taking any chances. Angreacum diderei, got it from Peter Lynn as well. 3 months ago, put it on a mound. Roots are growing well, getting attached and really attached to the mound. This one gets way more light than aerangis I show in the beginning of video. Your roots are really strong. Somebody tell me how long to wait for this one to get into blooming size. Roots are nice on a touch and kind of bumpy. Another one I have, rhynchostylis norma. That's a hybrid between Iris Bangkok and rhynchostylis gigantea. Got it from Hauserman nursery. It bloomed for me in winter. Was very fragrant. In late February or March, after it done blooming, I repotted it. Roots were rotten in a pot with bark, and I don't think they got enough ventilation, so in a basket since March. Look at the new roots. They're growing, which I'm very pleased with. And leaves, in 1 year I got 2 leaves on the top and lost couple leaves on the bottom due to the roots poking through. Watering my rhynchostylis every day. I think it likes to drink a lot of water. Yeah, 2 leaves in 1 year. That's the first one, and the second one only halfway there. About location, I don't keep it on the very light, bright side. No. When I had her next to vandas, I burned her leaves, so no more sun. And now my rhynchostylis is hanging next to phalaenopsis orchids and looks like she's pretty happy. Another rhynchostylis I have, Bangkok Sunset. Oh my, I can't wait for this one to bloom. I got it maybe 3 months ago. Roots are growing so nice. And I've been in Thailand, I've been in Bangkok, and I know how Bangkok sunset look like. So keeping it a little bit in a shade, same as my another rhynchostylis Norma. If you ever watch sunset in Bangkok, it is spectacular. The colors are so vivid. It's like pink and purple and orange. That's how sun looks when it's going down in that country. So that leaf look yellow a little bit because roots are pushing that leaf out, and there is a little thing growing. I was thinking it was spike. No, in 3 months it have not changed, and I'm thinking now maybe it's another keiki is growing. This one has a grown keiki, and that length of that leaf I got grew in 3 months. I keep it up on a rope right underneath of the canopy roof because you don't want to burn leaf. You want to see a little bit of freckles on leaves, but not a direct sun like for the other plants which love more sun. Actually, I forgot to show you growing spikes on my vanda cerulean. See, they're right there getting fat, and we love it. All three are getting longer, and looks like they're so happy, but I am even happier. While I was filming, Robert's Delight Vanda got really soaked well. See, roots are so happy, so soft, flexible. I'm trying to form it as a ball so it will fit in my bucket, and it is easier to water when roots are going right down to the bucket, not touching the bucket edges. Very healthy, gorgeous plant. When temperatures drop down below the 50s, I will move all my vandas and other orchids into my greenhouse. I hope they will all fit because this year I bought a lot of new plants, and I'll keep humidity 60%, which right now is 60% here in Pennsylvania every day and higher. Plants are hanging on ropes here. The higher they hang, more shade they get. Neostylis hanging down here because it is trained to accept more light. Miniature Vanda cristata is used to full sun also. When I say full sun, it's not noon sun. And a baby Vanda gets to hang a little bit higher because I still protecting her from too much sun. Spanish moss is watering also, and I can hang it on vanda's roots, cover roots to keep the humidity even higher. And that's all about it. Thank you for watching my video. The only thing I wanted to tell you, if you have problem your vandas are not blooming, maybe do not start like getting your collection with a huge one like big vandas. Maybe just start with a little ascasenda. They're so easy. They're smaller. They start blooming when they have only 10-11 leaves, not like a big vandas, and they're just gorgeous, and they are fragrant. This one smells like jasmine and something like a pine tree, the needles from a pine tree and jasmine together. So cute. Just love that little one. So thank you for being with me, and happy growing until the next time.